So now that we know what significant figures are, we want to apply that to adding and subtracting numbers. Now, when you're adding and subtracting, let me just write an example out. Let's say you have 4.8 meters minus 3.965 meters. If you work that out, you'll get 0.835 meters. But there's a rule here. So what you're doing when you're adding and subtracting is you're looking for least decimal places. Least decimal places. And we're looking for that here, and we're looking for that here. So there's only one number after the decimal here, and there's 3 after the decimal here. The way you're supposed to do this is you look at the number with the least amount of decimals. So in that case, it's the 4.8. So our answer should only have one number after the decimal. So we say, okay, 0.8. Well, 3 here is less than 5. So we would say that's just 0.8 meters. Okay? If we were to do 106.7 grams plus 0.25 grams minus 0.195 grams. Again, if you work that out, you'll get 106.755 grams. And again, look at the decimal. So this has, let's make that a little bit bigger. This has 1 after the decimal, 2, 3. So our answer should just have 1. So we look at our 8, and we say, well, 5, that means we round up, 1.68 grams. And that's how we do adding and subtracting. And just so this video is worth even uploading, let's go ahead and talk about sorry about that. Sometimes I accidentally hit the eraser. Multiplication and division with sig figs. Just squeezed it in. So multiplying and division has a different rule. Here, you're looking for, and this is why the last video is important, least amount of sig figs. Okay, so let's just do a quick example. 4.0 times 1.0009 times 5,826. If you multiply all this, you'll get 231,512.1736. Now, how many significant figures do each of these terms have? This is 2 because of the 4 and the 0. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's only 2 significant figures with the 4. That means our answer should only have 2 significant figures. So let's go ahead and use scientific notation here. So this is 2.3. There's our 2 significant figures, times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. Let's do one that incorporates both. 24.6681 times 2.38 plus 332.58. Okay, so just multiplying this guy out, you'll get 58.710078 plus the 332.58. But we multiplied. So we look at our sig figs. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this just has 3. So that has the least amount of sig figs. So for the multiplication part, 1, 2, 3 sig figs. So this solution has 3 sig figs. And actually, we're not interested. It does have 3 sig figs. But the question is the numbers after the decimal. Because now we're adding, so we have to use our addition rule. This has 1, the 0.7. This has 2. So if we were to just add this together really quick, you'll get 391.290078. So if you just add these together, do it in your calculator, you'll get this. But the important thing to note is that this has one significant figure, or not significant figure, one number after the decimal. This has 2. So our solution should only have 1. If we look at the 9, that means we have to round up. So 391.3 is our answer. Okay. So that's from the previous video. Adding and subtracting, you're looking at the number of sig figs, or you're looking at the decimal place. When you're adding and subtracting with sig figs, you're looking at the least decimal place. Multiplying and dividing, you're looking at the least amount of sig figs. Okay? We did a couple examples in the one where we did it together. Multiply this, don't round it. That kind of, I've seen trip people up before. Don't round it, but make note of the 7 here, because that only has 3 significant figures. That's our last significant figure. So when we add, we would say that only has 1 number after the decimal point when we're seeing what this should end up being. So hopefully that makes sense, and I'll have more videos.